Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior. We are continuing the review of the Masters of the Universe Origin collection. This is from the Origin style Masters of the Universe, not the cartoon collection, Rio Blast. So this is part of the bulk purchase that I did that was over $200 so that I could shave off the shipping by spreading it out on, I believe, 3 or 6 figures or 7 figures. I can't remember. So that way it's a little bit easier, but it was $8 shipping instead of the 6. But at least it's easier to swallow. This, I believe, is $20 on the figure. Because this is a Mattel Creations exclusive, it does fall on this type of packaging that I'm quite impressed with. Even though I'm not a true collector of the packaging, I do like the fact that let me just turn it around. Like, look at that. That is beautiful. Like, the artwork is unblemished by any kind of these smaller typed font or story or anything like that. This is just really good artwork. In fact, you can pretty much frame this if you want to. It's more cartoonish for me. If it was a little bit more realistic, I probably would have done that, but at the same time, I don't really think of collecting these card backs for display purposes, not like what I do with Mondo. Now, one of the reasons why it is quite impressive to see this is the fact that this really can be slid out, and now you're left with a pristine opening for your toy. And if you want to, you can put it back in and slip it back on. No word for the wiser. You play with your toy, put it back in, and it looks good for display. I love that option. I really do. Now, is it worth the additional price of shipping? Is it worth the additional price of a higher price point? I don't really think so, because I am not, as I've said before, a box collector or a mint collector. I play with my toys, but it does give you the option of putting things back as if you never played with them. But for me, I just have too many things. I just cannot put them in packages again, because if I did, I just won't have enough room, and I like to display my toys. And this is the ever so complicated instructions on what to do with your toy from Mattel. And of course, we know about the mini comics that accompanies these toys. This is, again, a different artist from the usual cartoon collection, and I prefer the style of this artist where it's a little bit more realistic. Doesn't have a lot of stylish, independent styles, artistic styles, so I kind of prefer this one than the regular from the cartoon collection. Let me go ahead and just pry him out of this plastic bubble, and we'll continue the review from there on. There you go. So there's Rio Blast out of his clamshell. This is his backpack. I guess it comes off like that. And then it goes up, so it can be like a mounted weapon right there. It's basically silver plastic mold, or cast in silver plastic. And there's no coloring, there's nothing, there's no paint application or anything. The cheapest way out, I'm okay with that. But a little bit more color would have been nicer. So much detail going on this one that it's almost a shame that all this detail is just gonna be buried underneath all this silver plastic, right? And I believe when you attach it at an angle, and then you click it up, and that's how you do it. And basically this, again, swaps in like that, and you even see that it's got some sort of targeting a unit over here that pretty much goes in front of his face. So that's how he looks. And bring it back up again, and it can snuggle in right there. Rio Blast, I this is a character I have no idea who it is. It's almost like the Marshall Brave Star, but I saw a review on this by the Manchild, I believe, or Hebrew. I can't remember which one. Those two I always watch for these type of reviews, and that's basically how I decided. Well, I kind of like that. Somebody he was mentioning that this was more pronounced in the older toy version. This is kind of like squatting there. It's there, but it's like okay. You also notice there's some sort of detail going on in the cavity of this leg, so that's kind of cool that they did not just leave it bare and open. That there's an actual circuitry design back there. Really nice head portrait over here. Definitely looks like some sort of 80s cowboy with his what do you call that, stash. There's a certain name for that kind of mustache. Handlebars, I don't know. He looks like a 70s guy, man. He really does. Um, Nice paint app here. There's some black, some silver, some red, some blues. So there's a lot of play going on in terms of color. Why did I buy this? Again, it was just like to bulk up the purchase that I did, and I can almost forgive the fact that this guy, as an origin figure, has that bow-legged shape, because if he's, cowboys, they do then to have that bow-legged look where just like they're walk 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 walking like that. This one keeps popping out. What's going on with this one? So where is this even look? Oh wow, that's weird. Actually plugs into the back over here. And this one plugs in over here, I suppose. But it doesn't plug in securely. It's very, very loose. Very annoying. Oh yeah, that's very, very loose. And that one over there. Anyway, so I can kind of forgive the fact that he's kind of squat, because cowboys, when they're riding long under their horses and their saddle, they'll tend to have that bow-legged look, I suppose. So for his character, I can kind of forgive it. I still don't like the fact that, oh, look at that. This one can actually almost put his arms to the side of his body. So that's kind of cool. Then he has these pistols that's just embedded in his arms. So painful. So I kind of like the design of this one's quite unique in a sea of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Kind of wish he had a hat on though, just to complete the cowboy look. Um, Again, this is gonna be one of those characters that I don't know if it's gonna be made in the cartoon collection. So I decided, yeah, why not? Just go ahead and buy it and see. I'll put him in the back, and he'll be lost in there, and he'll be absorbed in the sea of cartoon collection. So, God, I really should look at the price on this one, because that will basically determine the value. All right, so I'm gonna offer an apology for the hero figure, which I thought was 24. It's actually 20. This was also 20. Again, what's the price of cartoon collection now? Like 18 or 19, so it's almost comparable to this one. I mean, which is kind of makes sense. They're basically the same figure with slight differences in their design and in their, the stance. But it's just that $6 shipping is really killing me, and the fact that the only reason I'm able to purchase this was just to buy a bulk purchase of these figures to spread out that $6 shipping fee. But still, let's say let's spread out the shipping fee of $6 or $8 to $1 per figure. It ends up being $21, and we'll give this one a value of 10. Price 10 equal to $20 plus $1 shipping, which really just sticks to my craw. It's like, if you're gonna charge me for a membership, charge a little bit more, but give me free shipping as well. And I'll purchase more from Mattel Creations, even though they're not the cartoon collection that I'm purchasing, just for these unique characters. But yeah, it's good. I mean, it fits perfectly with my cartoon collection. Well, not perfectly, and in the back it'll fit perfectly to populate it. So that's the only reason why I bought it. He's kind of back heavy, so he's you gotta finagle him to stand on his own. So yeah, it's quirky, it's weird. I like it. It's gonna be added to my cartoon collection. Value 10. I'll give him a 10. Hero got less because I gave him a full price shipping fee. I'll give this one a 10 because I kind of know what I was expecting, and the fact that he's cowboy does kind of fit the design aesthetic of the bow-legged style. And yeah, and maybe I'll up hero down to 10 or up to 10 instead of just the 8. I remember giving him an 8. Okay, I'll up the hero into the value of 9 out of 10. I ended up buying him with the Mattel Creations subscription, if I remember. This is one of those figures that's not available to you unless you're a subscribed member. You know what? Let's put him back at 8. That sucks. Anyway, this one though, this one I don't think you need to be a member in order to purchase it, and all that stuff. So I'll give him a 10, value 10, price 10, and I welcome him into my cartoon collection, Masters of the Universe. That's it for my review of, well, you know what, let's hold on a second. Let's look at the articulation to the side of the head, a little bit of side to side, a little bit of up and down. Of course, we know that this one opens, so that's pretty cool. With details on the inside, if you want to, the shoulders do go up to 90, and the elbow can barely do 90. Well, he can't do 90. It's like 45 degrees. Come on. With a swivel on the elbow, and of course the hands do swivel in and out if you want to. I really wish this was stated in more. I'm almost tempted to just glue the suckers, and I don't really need the reason. I don't see the reason why this needs to be removable or anything. It's very pliable, so it's not limiting the articulation. There's no cut on the and wow, what's that? Is this supposed to be like, oh, look at that. Oh, what a quirky design. So this is supposed to go in there, and this popped out already. Got it. Okay, kind of interesting. And of course, side to side on the waist, the hip to joint articulation is, I'm gonna give that a below 90. You have a knee that does not fully stretch out to straight, slightly bent, which is one of the reasons why I don't like cartoon collection. But it does have, is this thing like even, you know what, I think this is, why is this like that? Is this supposed to be like, no, it's not. That was the right way out. Look at that. Look at that knee. Ugh. Okay. Then a rocker on the ankle. So yeah, there you go. That's my review for Rio Blaster. Yeah, my only regret was he should have had a cowboy hat. That would have been much better. But yeah, good addition to my cartoon collection figures, even though it's Origins. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys again on my next review. Bye.